Howdy, everybody. Can you hear me? Can y'all hear me? Hang on one sec. I'm just getting myself set up here. I hope you guys are there. Oh, I see Lulu and Heather and Sherry. Yes, excellent. Okay, wait, I gotta do this real quick. We are live, aren't we? Woohoo! All right. Okay, ladies. I am just trying to figure out how to get my chat working on my phone. Brain not functioning. There we go. There we go. Okay. All right. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me okay? I'm going to be shuffling around here a little bit. I think we'll be okay. A little louder. Okay. Maybe if I get closer, it'll be louder. Is that better, Abby? I'll just have to try to be sure to project my voice. Let me know if that works for you. All right, guys. Hello. Hello, hello. All right. I'm not used to looking at this version online, so it's a little weird. I don't know, like my view is a little different, so I don't know what I've done. You guys know that I'm not a normal YouTuber. That's not my thing. I do have one request. Please, 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 please share this, because I know that a lot of people wanted me to do some more live streams, and I don't know if you guys see my notifications or get my subscription notifications, because for some reason sometimes there's a weird little glitch, and it like sometimes won't show me myself that I have a video, you know, like a live stream that is scheduled. So I don't know if you can all see it, if when you get like subscription notifications, if that comes through, that kind of a thing. So I'm apologizing ahead of time if people did not get the notification that I was going to do a live stream. So because of that, I'm going to ask you guys to do me a favor, and that is share the link to this live stream in your groups, in your Facebook groups or wherever, because I have stuff to give away. I would love to give it away tonight, and if we can't get enough people tonight, I'm going to have to hold off and do some of them on Sunday. Sunday is going to be my premiere of another video, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. So anyway, okay, so how are you guys doing? Hi, Sherry. It's good to see you too. Abby, that's better. Yay. Okay, good, good, good. Good. Okay, so I am going to do my best here to keep track of what's going on. I have multiple devices. I'm in like a control room here. I'm not used to it. So Jill's here. Hi, Jill. How are you? Good to see some long timers that I haven't seen in a long time. It's good to see you guys. Thank you for coming. Hello, my Linda. It's so good to see you. It's good to have you guys here. And thank you to my beloved admins, Abby and Linda, tonight for taking care of, you know, business for me tonight. It's good. Oh, you have the image. Good, Sherry. I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys do with this, because I've already seen a few in the wild online, and I've been kind of like, whoa, like, you know, sometimes when you, as I have said multiple times, when you are an artist, like sometimes you have a vision in your head about what something is going to look like, what it should look like, and then when somebody else uses your lines and creates their own interpretation, it's so wild to me. It's so interesting to me, and all in a good way, but it's like there are a lot of unexpected, so I love that. So okay, so here we are. Thank you guys. Thank you for sharing. So my goal for tonight is to create something really, really cool with you. I've actually been thinking about doing this for over a year because I was going to do my own little Smaugust thing last year, and then I don't even remember what had happened at that time, but there was a lot of stuff going on. I just did not have time to create a whole event. And then when Michelle Collar came to me, you guys know Michelle, came to me and said that she was doing a Smaugust event and wanted to know if I'd be interested, I was like, yes, absolutely, because, you know, I have like these ideas in mind. Hello, Renlish. Good to see you. You just bought this image, desperately need a printer. Oh, you don't have a printer. Yeah, that's a tough one. But, you know, if Kinko's, if they're still at Kinko's or any of those office supply places, you can always send a file over to them. It's a lot easier nowadays than it used to be. Anyway, so I had this like vision in my mind about what I wanted to do last August. And before last August, it was probably last June or July, and I started coming up with an idea. And then all of a sudden, like time just escaped me and I just didn't have time to turn it into an event and do something with it. I was just too overwhelmed. I think it was right at the beginning of when my son was applying for colleges and there was something else going on. I can't remember. Oh yeah, the library, Abby, you're right. Hi, Wendy. So I had this idea. Let me see if I can, yeah, I do have it over here. And I came across what I learned. You guys won't be able to see this entirely, but I came across something online just looking at stones, just looking at different kinds of stones. And actually the first time I saw the stone was in 2016 or 17 or 18. And I was like, what is that? And never seen anything like it before. And it's called a dragon's breath stone, or some people refer to it as a dragon's breath opal, or I think it's a Mexican fire opal, some people call it. So I was blown away when I saw this, because I'm like, what is that? Like, where did that come from? And I actually bought these dragon breath stones. So you see I have one in my hand right here. And it doesn't look like much, does it? It doesn't look like much. And that is because these stones are, and they're actually made out of glass, but they're actually dependent on light passing through them to have them be something like spectacular. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you how cool these are. I'm going to try to show you. I don't know if it's going to come out on camera, but I did take pictures of these in the light so you can see what they actually look like, and I will show you that. So can you see my stone? Can you see that? It doesn't look like much, but when I go to turn it, do you see how light starts? It starts forming like a hot spot here. And then on this side, you might see some cool. And I turn it even more. Look what happens to it. It gets this like really cool flash to it, like a real opal does. Do you see that? So anyway, I thought that was really cool. And I had to do something with it. So and something that I noticed when I was playing around with it is that if you put it on certain backgrounds, it changes. Oh, you guys can't see that, unfortunately. No, you can't see it. So I'm going to show you. We'll see if I can do it with my flashlight, because I brought a flashlight because I'm a geek. But can you see what happens to that stone? Kind of. Okay, so that's on a black surface, right? So it changes a little bit. And let's see what happens if I do it from here. So you can kind of see that flash, that blue flash that I was talking about. And the crazy thing is that these are made out of glass. So if you look at the back side of them, it's just literally a glass gem. I don't know how they do it and how they make it work, but I was mesmerized and I had to get them. So you see the flash, you see what happens when I go around it. So I want to show you guys what this looks like in the sunlight, okay? I'm going to show you, I took some pictures, so give me just one sec. Hang on. Hang on. Oops, wrong one. There we go. So there's some pictures of what it looks like in the sunlight. Sherry, you are probably right. It's how they cut the refractions, which I don't even know. It's the craziest looking thing. So, and by the way, the pictures that I'm showing you guys here really do not do it justice in the sunlight. If you look at it in the sunlight, it captures so many colors, and it's like, it goes from yellow all the way to, you know, a deep blue. So it's really cool and beautiful. So I thought that that would be just a really cool thing to do a tutorial on, because I don't think anybody's done that before that I know of. All right, so let's get back. So what I did was I bought two of these stones. And what I would like to do for Sunday as my final giveaway is I want to give one of these to somebody who lives somewhere in the US. I'll send it to you, okay? I'm afraid if I try to send it further than that, it'll get lost. But I want to do that. Maybe it does. I don't know. Does it have film on it? I don't know. It's clear. It's really weird. But I'm going to send one, okay? I bought these off of Etsy. They sell them on Etsy. And they're not terribly expensive, but I want to give away one of them, and I'm going to keep one of them for myself, okay? So I'm going to do that on Sunday for our premiere, which will be, I'll talk about in a little bit. So keep that in mind, okay? All right. So moving on, I thought it would be kind of cool. Oh, and I didn't show you this. So a year ago, you guys see that? I don't even know if you can see it. A year ago, I was experimenting, and I actually printed on black paper to see if I could get the effect of one of those stones. And it's kind of hard to, I don't know if that helps. No, that makes it worse. But you can kind of see the colors a little bit better when I flash the light. But I was playing around to try to see what I could do to try to get it to be as vibrant as the stone itself or close to it. But then I was like, okay, I am crazy. I know I'm nuts, and nobody else is gonna want to do anything on black paper. At least I don't think so. So, okay, try, Sherry, try. Try it on black paper. Try printing on black paper so you can kind of see the lines. Do you see them of my print there? You can kind of see the lines. So I was like, okay, I'm going to try some gems. And I printed out some gem pages real big. So Heather, I had a Patreon account and I stopped it. And it's not, you know, I left it up. It's not a permanent thing, but the timing for me, with everything going on in my life, was just not, I didn't feel like I could deliver what I wanted to, so I stopped that, and I just kept the coffee account. But, you know, never say never. I never, you know, who knows? Maybe at some point I'll do it again. My oldest is going off to college in 2 weeks, so one down, one to go. At that point, we'll see. Hi, Fran. Okay, so thank you, Heather. So I got really creative a couple weeks ago, and I was like, what could I do with this stone? What could I do with this stone? I want to do this stone. And then I started coming up with different ideas about how I could do it. And, you know, these stones look completely different in different light. So, and how you position the light on the stones. So I tried a bunch of different kinds. So I was thinking that tonight I would do my more complex one first, because this one is a little bit more dynamic, is the word that I like to use. And then if we have time, we can do this one. And then if we have time, we will do the bezel around it using one of my secrets of coloring techniques, one of the tutorials from my book, if you guys don't know that one. I'm going to post a link for you. And I'll show you, we'll talk about it too. Okay. So anyway, I'll pull this out just for 1 second. So this is my Secrets of Coloring book. I zoomed out all the way. No, now we are. This is my Secrets of Coloring book. Some of you guys are familiar with it, and there's Secrets of Coloring 2 as well. Most of you are probably familiar with it, but in case you're not, there's all kinds of goodies in here. But skin tone, some basics. This is the more basic of the two books. The Secrets of Coloring 2 is a little bit more advanced, but how to color objects so that they look three-dimensional and shadows and all that stuff. And then I have, let's see what else is in here that I can show you. Oh, and then at the end, how to do a golden egg. And then at the end, I do a few stones in this book. This is my, this one is the Mojave turquoise. So that one is in there. I do some faceted stones. I love stones. You guys know how much I love stones. I do pearls, and I'm going to talk to you about these different kinds of pearls and things because some of them you have access to already. And then there's coloring pages at the end of the book, so you can practice. Thank you guys. Thank you. So I thought it would be cool if we have time. Let's see. I don't want to make any promises. It just depends on the time that we have. If we have time, we will try to put a golden bezel around the stone. And then if we have time, we'll do a stone on white paper. It's a little bit simpler, okay? And I was just going to show you, this is what I accidentally clicked on before, but even though you don't necessarily have to have my books to do stone tutorials, all of these are on my YouTube channel. They're in the, most of them are from the early days. I'm sorry, all three of these, and this one as well. The I'm sorry, I'm pointing with my cursor. I don't know if you guys can see it. My pearls, like the simple pearls, the black pearl, the yellow pearl, and the simple blue pearl, those are all on YouTube, so you can access them easily, okay? And then if you want more complicated ones, more complex ones with more colors, a little bit more difficult to control your handling, it depends on, you know, how comfortable you are. Then this one and these two are in my Secrets of Coloring books, okay? So there is that. All right. Hi, Janine. Oh, all these people I haven't seen in so long. So, by the way, so for Sunday, for those of you wondering what the premiere is going to be about on Sunday, I was working on this sample page here, just on a cheap piece of copy paper, and I was like, okay, what could I do to try to emulate the Dragon's Breath stone? Okay, how could I take my stone and turn it into an eyeball? And I came up with this idea of doing different dragon's eyes, because I wanted to show you guys how simple it is to create something like that. And then I came up with a whole slew of dragon's eyes. So this is what we will be doing on Sunday when you check in on Sunday. And on Sunday, there will also be a giveaway. Remember? We talked about this if you're just joining us now. Thank you guys for coming in. Anybody who's here just now. My Dragon's Breath stone here, I have 2 of them, and I'm giving one of them away, okay, to somebody somewhere in the US. And I will do another giveaway as well for somebody outside of the US that I can handle digitally. But I thought that it would be kind of fun to do these eyes, just, you know, for creativity reasons, and then you guys can sort of be inspired by them and do your own. So we'll do that on Sunday. That's Sunday at noon. Sunday at noon. And there should be a link, and that's probably one I did not put in the links that I gave to my ladies, but if you go into my YouTube, it should be set up already for you to be able to set a reminder, okay? Thank you guys. I'm just reading through your comments right now. So I thought that would be fun. All right, so are you guys ready? Do you want to try doing something here? Doing one of these stones, and then we can go in and try to do, I should have probably attempted to do the gold, but I should be able to do gold myself. I wrote the tutorial, right? It's just been a while. I'm rusty, you guys. I'm in kid mode. Everything is about the kids right now. All right, so I made a separate copy here. And I think what I will do is I'm going to zoom in. Just want to make sure that you guys can see this, and I have some sticky notes here. So this page, oh, by the way, the page, Dragon's Breath is the page. It's on Etsy. There are, I think that the ladies have, yes, Linda just posted the link. So what I did is I made this page and then put it on Etsy, and I was all excited and everything because I've never done a dragon before. And I know that he's a little peculiar looking, but, you know, he's a dragon. He should be, right? And I put it up there, and then I realized that I wanted to do the dragon eye tutorial, which you can do it just using your dragon page, but I thought it might be easier when I were to do that tutorial to enlarge the eyes a little bit, just so you can get a little bit more detail and be able to, you know, easily scroll back and forth between eye to eye. And so I decided to add the dragon eye page as like a bonus page. So if you already purchased this page or one of the dragon pages and you did not get the dragon bonus page, the dragon eye bonus page. Why is that so bright? Is that better? You guys tell me if I'm too dark or too bright. So I made this little page here so that you guys could practice. So if you didn't get it, because it went up late. The good news is that I have it stored on my website, and after this live stream is over, if you want to send me a Facebook message, okay? If you want to send me a Facebook message through my artist account, just request with your order number the Dragon Eye practice page, and I will send you a link, okay? Okay, I am using, so this paper that I have right here, unfortunately, is impossible to find now. I can't get it anywhere. It's Georgia Pacific cardstock, and it's a heavier cardstock. I've seen some here and there that's like half the weight, and that's not what I want. So it has like a nice weight to it, you know, but it's not super thick where it won't go through my printer. And then this paper here is Strathmore Toned Gray. Okay, so that was an excellent question, Jill. Strathmore Toned Gray is what I've got here. By the way, I don't think I have the blue one here, but I did so many, like, I was playing around so much with these. There's my first sketch. Okay. I wanted to show you the difference between them all. So this is line art here. I have not done a line art page or offered a line art page in a long time because I usually, when I draw kind of, you know, messy. I draw kind of with a lot of grays. So I don't really draw an initial idea or even sometimes a final page in just line. So it ends up looking more like this. And yes, Abby, you can find the white at Walmart, at some Walmarts. They don't have them everywhere anymore because I tried and I couldn't find it. So, but they do supposedly still carry it. Like, you can't order it online though. You used to be able to. So yeah. So anyway, so this is line art, and it's sketchy line art. It's pencil liner. I did not ink it. It's pencil, okay? And then this is grayscale. So I want to show you the difference between those. And for the grayscale images, I did a couple other variations too. I did some darker and some lighter. And then I did one sepia and one cool. So if you guys want to try using different colors on top of the colors, it might impact the way that your overall result looks with having basically what we call an underpainting coming through. So it would be neat to see, like, if you wanted to do a green dragon and you were using pencil and you printed out your sepia, it would be really cool to see what kind of colors you get from this warmer color coming through. Okay? So anyway, I just wanted to give you that little lesson there. Okay. So let's get back to this. Zoom in. Hopefully you guys can see that. Okay. And let me know, is this a good darkness, or do I need to go a little lighter? Because I can turn my light around a little bit more if need be. I think that looks pretty good on screen. I should have put out a materials list for you guys, but you'll see my colors on here, and most everything is Prismacolor here. I have a couple little exceptions, and you know, if you don't have these materials to use, then you modify. You do the best that you can. Nobody says you have to get exactly what I have. So, oh, is this going to bug? This is going to bug me. I got to put this on the other side. Trying to make the most of this, the most room, so you guys can see everything. And I will try to write my colors on the smaller side. Okay, you guys ready? All right, so I have printed this one on gray toned paper. Okay, you could use whatever brand you want to use. I do like the Strathmore because it's got a little bit of tooth to it. It's kind of nice. And what I'm going to do is tell you, because we are trying to achieve this intensity in some areas, okay, because I'm trying to achieve, if you look at the details of this intensity, I'm going to do the best I can to replicate this stone. It took a long time. Because I'm trying to replicate this and I'm using a toned paper, what happens with a toned paper is a lot of times colors are maybe lose their vibrance, okay? And that's because it's behind, you know, it's like there's a layer behind it of dullness. It's gray. So in order to cut through some of that and really make a couple of those areas stand out, I am going to use something else aside from my Prismacolor, a couple things aside from my Prismacolor, but something to basically prime the area that I really want to stand out the most, which is going to be, really for me, it's going to be mostly the highlight and the highlight and the area of light that is poking through over here that we see. It's, I don't know if I would call it reflected light or if it's a refraction of some sort, but that is one of the sections that I really want to stand out. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use, and you guys can use whatever you have. I have here a Conté pastel pencil. You could use a pastel, you could use a charcoal pencil. This is just a white chalky pencil, okay? What are the pounds of the cardstock and tone paper? I don't know offhand, but Fran, if you look in my Amazon, Linda posted a few posts up, my Amazon influencer shop. That is where I basically list all of my favorite things. It is in there. It should be right in there somewhere where you can see, and then you can click on it and it will tell you the weight of the paper. I don't recall. I have it somewhere. I have it away. I don't want to walk away at this moment, but if I can remember at the end, remind me and I'll go look, or you can go look there. Hi, Tippy. So anyway, I'm using a Conté pencil. I like using pencil form because it's neat. It doesn't get all over my fingers, but if you want to use, you know, chalk, white chalk, or whatever, you can. I'm just going to use a couple areas, or use it for a couple areas, but not the whole thing. So I am just going to take, I don't know if this is going to sharpen or not. Probably not. How did I sharpen this before? I don't even remember. Oh, it's kind of sharpening. I don't even remember how I sharpened it. I may have used a blade the last time. Yeah, I probably did. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find those spots that I located on that stone that are going to represent my highlight and the burst of light coming out the bottom end of the stone. So to do that, I'm really going to just sort of follow this curve of this stone. Just like that. And what I'm doing basically is I'm priming my paper is what I'm doing before I start drawing. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Conté chalk or any chalk is going to be fine. It's going to have the same effect. I'm just trying to get a dry white layer down here without building up a whole bunch of wax. And the problem with a white pencil, like a white Prismacolor, or even my Chinese white Derwent drawing pencil, the problem with that is that once you put a layer down, it makes it very difficult to go over it and to do anything else to it. So that's why I like to sort of prime a couple spots here. So I'm going to do the same thing down here, where I'm going to put that glowing, I should just call it a glow, because that's really what it is that comes out the bottom. I don't know how else to describe it. I don't know any other stone that does that. When you look at opals, like real opals, they talk about opals having flash. So I don't know if I would call that flash. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I don't know if I put that down high enough. Okay. So I think that should probably be good. Now you could pick a couple other little areas where you want to add a couple little flecks, but I don't know if we're even going to stick to what we put down exactly, so it might not be worth it. Yeah, so a general's chalk pencil would work. That would be fine. All right, so I've used my Conté, so I'm going to write that down for you guys. Remind me if I forget to write something down. I'm going to do my best to try to remember. Okay. There's a lot to write down here. I used a lot of pencils. Conté / Pastel. Okay, so that's number 1. Oops, can you guys see that? Okay, so that's number 1. Okay? All right. The second thing is I'm going to try to capture, highlight the glow before I do anything else. And I'm going to build up that glow slowly. And I'm going to start with, and I know you guys probably think I'm nuts with all my neon colors, but 1035, which is neon yellow. And I know people don't like the neon colors, but for me, for a lot of my purposes, I love making things look vibrant, and I use them a ton. I really do, for like everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try to I'm going to leave a little bit of a white area in here so that it's like the whitest white. And everything else is going to have a little layer of this glow over it. But not too much, because I don't want to, use up all of my tooth. But it's, of course, going to heighten this color if I just were to do this. It doesn't look so bad there. It doesn't look that great in the light here. If I were just going to use the neon on the gray, it's not as bright. You see why I'm doing this? So it's these areas that I really want to be, to stand out. I'm going to use this color. Okay? All right. Next, I'm moving on, and I'm going to go back and forth between these colors a little bit. Next, I'm going to go to my canary yellow, which is 916. And I'm just going to go over a little bit of this towards the ends. The reason I use both the canary and the neon is the neon has that brightness to it, that luminance to it, and the canary has more of a warmth to it. So combined, I like the way it goes together. Okay. That was 916. And I'll go back to that 916 in a bit, or the other color in a bit. I do want to blend this a little together. And I'm leaving a little bit of white space either in the center or off to the side a little bit. It's up to you. All right, so my next color that I'm going to use is 1038, which is neon pink. Okay, so neon pink, and my pink is really short. You can see I use it a lot, right? So I'm going to start using this. I can't exactly even remember how I did it. I've done this so many times now. I think I did mostly the bottom layer, the bottommost layer of the center of the stone. in mostly pink. And I kind of blended it a little bit with that glow. If you're just joining us, welcome. And a little bit down here. And again, you guys, take your time, go slow, go in layers. Oh, Sherry, you know, I don't even have the Holbeins. I wish I had them on my list of many things, but unfortunately, we have a kid going to college now, so I have to be extremely frugal, and I have to start working a little harder too. So, yeah. Yes, you will be able to rewatch this, Jill. Yep. Thank you, Linda. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is I'm just kind of blending this in just a little bit. And you can see actually I can use neon orange, which I do have on my list to use, neon orange. But if I cross the pink with the neon yellow with that 916, I do get a bit of an orangey cast anyway, just so you know. All right, so the next color is going to be neon orange, which is 1036. Okay, write that down. I hope you guys can read my writing. And I'm just going to go around this little glow to try to soften it just a little bit so it becomes more of, it starts looking more unified, more cohesive with the rest of this bottom side. Sometimes, and you know, you guys, I'm an art teacher. Most of you probably know that I'm an art teacher by trade. Like, this is what I've done my life, and I taught kids for a long, long time. But when you're an art teacher, you always have to be at least one step ahead of your students. And I don't like going into a lesson without having practiced things, because then things go wrong. Unless, of course, the obvious understanding is that I am making this up as I go along and we're going to experiment. And then it's, you know, that's kind of fun. But because I want you guys to learn a skill specific here, I want you to have a polished lesson. So that's why I try doing things once first to make sure that, you know, they go the way that I want them to go. That's why we are not doing this on black paper tonight, because I think that that might be a little too challenging for a first time. But if you are really interested in learning how to do this, then I can do a separate lesson on that. Once the video is over, please leave me comments if you have those wishes. It makes it easier for me to see in the end without having to weed through everything. Yes, Jill, this one's short too. Not quite as short as my pink, but it's short. Okay. So I think that that looks pretty good. Just looking to see what else I may have done here, because I really don't remember. Aw, thank you, Sherry. I enjoy doing them. That's why I continue to. But my life is so crazy with two boys that sometimes I don't get to do as much as I want to. And this year has definitely been a whirlwind, I will say that. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to use that Conté pencil. You probably could just use a Prismacolor at this point. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a couple little marks. I know I said something about it before, but wasn't sure if I wanted to. I'm going to make some little marks. And I actually made the marks on my initial stone kind of vertical, but I'm feeling like they need to look more horizontal. Like if I were to redo this lesson, that's what I would change. I would do a couple of these more horizontal instead of vertical. Okay, So that's good enough for that. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I am going to, let's see if I should put any more down there. Maybe a couple more. And you can put some of this on top of your Prismacolor too, which is nice. So you can go over it a little bit, which is nice. Okay. So let's see here. Permaviolet. I'm going to use the lavender, which is 934. And I'm going to start just going around some of these little spots and sort of filling in lightly, not too much, because I want to have a second coat with darker colors or more intense colors or a variety of colors. So I'm just kind of spinning around these little white areas. So I want to keep them glowing. And this is sort of like the next layer up. So I'm going from my warmest colors, from yellows and oranges and pinks, into sort of middle of the road colors, which would be like your lilacs or lavenders. This lavender happens to be a warm purpley color. It's like a tint of purple. And then when I get towards the top, this stone turns really cool and dark, right? So I'm kind of gradually going from one to the other. So it's like one side versus another. Maybe this one will come out even better than the last one did. That would be good. I would like that. Okay, so there's my lavender. Now looking at this the way it looks right now, if you look at it from afar, it's already kind of looking like an opal because we have that automatic built-in gray of the paper, which is what you would see on one side of an opal. You would see grayish colors, more neutral colors on one side, and brighter colors popping through. All right, and now I'm going to go into my next color, which is going to be a slightly deeper color. It's Parma Violet, which is 1008. Parma Violet. Do you guys have Parma Violet? I have an old pencil here. You guys will notice I have a lot of old Prismacolors. I prefer them, but I will use any of them. Were the white dots random or purposely placed? More random than purposely placed, but I didn't place them in the warm section. And the reason I said I wanted to try to make them go horizontally is because I think from a perspective standpoint, the stone might look more three-dimensional if they were wrapping around in the direction that the stone goes as opposed to kind of going against it. So I don't know if that answers your question, Sherry, but that's where my head was at. And sometimes I do some of these little things as I go along. Let's see, Parma Violet. So I'm going to weave some of this Parma Violet, and then I'm going to go back into it in a little bit. I just don't want to overdo it with the Parma Violet. I'm going to weave it kind of in between these dots, but not adding too much because I don't want to cover all of that lavender. Just some of it. And, you know, I am an illustrator by trade. So when I went to school, I was taught to use reference for whatever I was drawing. That is what you were supposed to do. And so whenever it's possible, I like to get my own reference. Sometimes I use, you know, other reference as well. But in this case, I took those pictures that I showed you guys and I studied them because every stone looks different in different light. in a different angle. And I wanted to see what could make the most interesting stone, you know, like where did I want the light to come through? So I highly recommend that, you know, when you're trying to do something for accuracy's sake, you want it to look like something identifiable, that you do use reference. It's a good thing. All right. I am trying to think what else I need to do next. I think I'm going to go into my blues. So this is where it kind of starts to sing a little bit. Everything kind of comes together a little bit. All right, I'm going to use sky blue light. This is 1086. So sky blue light, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to wrap around these little white dots, and I'm going to go around them just a little bit with that sky blue light, still leaving a little bit of the white showing if I can. But if I can't, if it's too hard to get real accurate in there and you end up going over the white with the blue, that's okay. These ones down here I might have to go over with another color because it's going to be too hard when they cross over. And by the way, one of the reasons that I did this from these warmer colors to slightly cooler colors, and the reason I'm kind of making it into two sides, is if I start blending these colors into these colors, I will end up with somewhat muddy colors, like if I took this sky blue and put it down here. That would give me mud. I would not want that. So I'm being very mindful of that. I'm not sure if I'm going to use 903 or 919. You can write them both down if you want. One of them is True Blue and the other one is Non-Photo Blue. I have to see which one is going to work better for my purposes here. But I want to just get these, brighten up these. This is the lighter one, the Non-Photo. So down here, I need to use the Non-Photo, and I might use some of the brighter color up at the top. Jill. Gems and dragons. I love it. Okay, I'm going to go around some of these ones with the True Blue. This one, I think I can go a little bit darker. Yes, something about the medieval times, huh? So there is my True Blue in there. This is like noodling. This is what I call noodling, and that's when you get into a teeny tiny little spot to get, you know, some sort of detail in there. Now it looks kind of crunchy and separated right now, which is not how I want it to look. I want it to be cohesive and unified. So you guys, it's a lot of back and forth, and it does get frustrating. Trust me, I get it. It gets frustrating. House of the Dragon, is that a real thing? I never watched, what's it called, that you just mentioned, Game of Thrones. I know that's probably crazy to you guys. I never watched it because we didn't have, what is it, HBO at the time? Like, we just weren't into TV that much, whatever. And then since the pandemic, everything has changed. I should watch it, but I can only handle so much of that gore, you know? All right, 932 is violet. I'm going to try to weave in between some of these with a little violet. And this is where we get that depth. Now it's hard to do a detailed stone a lot smaller than this. When I printed this out at 103%, just so you know, full disclosure. So I could maximize the paper size. You know, I could really get it to go edge to edge. My printer allowed me to do that. I don't know about your printer, what it allows you to do, but for me, with Prismacolors, because they're waxy and they build up, if you're using another kind of pencil, if you're using like polychromos or something like that, it's probably easier to not have such a huge image. I wouldn't say huge. I mean, this is just slightly larger than 100%. I don't see why it wouldn't work with a poly. The only difference between polys and polychromos for something like, polys and Prismas for something like this is that Prismacolor has such a vibrancy to their pencils. Like if you look at all of my Prismacolors and then you go hold them up to polychromos, I much more often reach for my Prismacolors, you know? I just do. I just feel like they're more vibrant. They give me more options. So, but if you're just looking to do a stone that in a similar effect, absolutely, you could do that. It just probably won't be as bright, is all. Okay, I'm using my violet up here a little bit too. I'm going to go in like some little bits and pieces because I want to add some blues up there too, and I don't want to use up too much of my tooth. And this is going to get really dark in here, I know. Violet, violet, I'm turning violet. Willy Wonka? Okay, so now it's starting to come together more as a stone, right? Do you see how that edge right here is starting to look more reflective? And this is really glowing. It looks, at least online, it looks like it's glowing from what I can see. Hey, Michelle. All right, so now I'm going to go back. I'm going to backtrack a little bit. 32. I don't know if I need all the colors that I wrote down. I mean, like some of them I think are overkill, so I'm just going to probably narrow it and stick with what I've got. I do want to use some poppy red. I'm going to use a few reds to make some things pop. And then I'll go back and darken some stuff. Actually, let's darken first. Let's do that first. So I'm using indigo blue, which is 901. And I might go back into my true blue a little bit, which was 903. Indigo blue is, these are like, my list is like a slanting. How is Belinda? Oh, that's so funny. I didn't, you know what? I think I remember that now, Linda. That's so funny. Aw, yes, I talked to her the other day. I think she's doing okay. Poor girl. The Dragonite tutorial I recorded, but it has not been released to the public yet. It will be tomorrow at, Sunday at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. So if you look at your time, I know you're somewhere else, Michelle. If you look on a time zone sheet, it'll be Sunday, noon Eastern Standard Time, okay? Which I know is for Linda is Monday. So confusing. Why do they ever do that to us, you guys? I mean, honestly, couldn't they just pick like one time zone? I mean, I guess with the sunlight and everything, it makes it kind of hard, but... So this is my 901 Indigo Blue. And this is going to be the darkest blue that I use. I love indigo blue. It's like my secret weapon of colors. So I'm looking at that now. I think it looks pretty good. I think I'm liking it. I like it. I like it. Okay, so now is when I kind of start going back and forth with some of my older colors to kind of blend it together. Australia, Monday at 2 a.m. That's right, Linda. Hi, Lil Patty. You're a polychromo girl. I like polychromos. I actually like polychromos better for gold. But when I do gold today, I'm going to use Prismacolors because that's the way it's written in my book. And I don't, since we've started with Prismacolors, I'm just going to finish it out. But there are certain things that I like polychromos for. I like polychromos for things in nature, trees and plants and things like that, because the colors look so natural. Whereas I feel like Prismacolor, do I have color here? Like Prismacolor colors for certain things. I mean, there are some really beautiful natural colors, but like I feel like they're grass green. Like that's grass green, and if you look at it, it is so vibrant. It's so vibrant. And for something when you're trying to make something look like, you know, like different times of day, really try to capture that, the essence of whatever that lighting is. It's not always going to be that vibrant. So yes, I do have my polychromos and I use them for certain things. But when I go to reach for a pencil, just probably because it's, you know, I'm an old dog. I've been using Prismacolor since I was in high school, which was a long, long time ago, you guys. So, yeah. Old dog. Okay, so I'm just going to finish this out. I did make this little piece of metal overhang the stone, but I kind of scrubbed it out of the last stone coloring I did. So you could either keep it hanging over or make it just go flush all the way across. Yes, Sherry. I agree. I agree. The quality and just quality with everything nowadays. Everything is different. Jill is in the U.S. Jill, you are somewhere. You're not far from me, right? You're somewhere in the Midwest, right? Yes, you're in Illinois. Illinois. Okay. Back to this. Okay, I want to make a couple of these white ones blue. They're standing out too much. And then I can go around them. Back to my violet here, just for a sec. You can go around them and make them kind of pop out a little bit more that way. I can separate these into two right here. I made a big one there, so I just separated it into two. So it gives it a little more character. I like that. That looks pretty good. Oh no, Wendy! It's 1 in the morning for you. I'm sorry. Okay, see ya. Come back and watch. Join in on Sunday if you can. If you're up, I'm going to do another giveaway. Thanks for coming. Okay. Heather has her own room there. Oh, that's so cute. That's adorable. I love that. Okay, I'm going back and I'm making this big white one non-photo blue. So like I said, like Sherry asked, is it intentional? Is it, sometimes I make it up as I go along. Sometimes I think something doesn't look right, so I have to change it. So that's another one. Okay, so there we go with that. And now I'm going to go on and I'm going to add, I'm going to try to blend, go back into my, where'd it go, lavender. And I'm just going to try to blend the edges of this very, very stark highlight. Now remember, that is the white charcoal. So as soon as I put my pencil down, it might remove some of that white, and I can go over it with, I think I probably should actually, a white pencil. So I'm going to do that so it doesn't just take it off. The only thing about these pencils that drives me crazy is they're so thick. These Derwent, they're so very thick. Okay, nice point there. Love it. Okay, so now I'm going to go back in. I'm going to try to extend this, blend this down a little bit so it's not quite so stark. I know I'm working on this tiny little thing for so long, you guys. I'm a noodler. This is why it takes me forever to put out coloring pages. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Aww. Thank you, Michelle. I love that so many of you guys are friends. Because Abby and Kimmy's not here, is she? Kimmy and Abby are friends, right? You guys hang out and see each other. If we could get some of our Aussies out this way, would be nice. Okay, I'm going into my lavender now. So this is going to sit a little bit better now. And what's going to happen when I get the edges of this like this is it's going to make the center part pop out a little bit more, I think. So yes, that's exactly what I wanted. All right, back into my indigo, tighten it up a little bit. So this is, it's frustrating. I know it's so frustrating when you color sometimes and things don't look right at first. And it takes a really long time, but if you keep on adding layers and you keep on adding more, a lot of times it will come together, I promise. All right, so I've gotten the basics of my colors down. I'm just going to add a little bit more blue up here just to get that in there. And this is my, I probably should have used my True Blue. Well, there we go. So that way it kind of blends a little bit better. All right, looking good. So the goal from here on out at this point is to kind of refine things, to add a little bit more, to add another layer, to get that deeper color, to get rid of that tooth. And if you really, really don't like tooth, I like tooth. I like having a little bit of tooth showing sometimes, but I also appreciate seeing artists who make their drawings look like perfectly smooth, like masters paintings, oil paintings. This is a colorless blender, just using Prismacolor colorless blender to show you that you can go in and smooth these out if you'd like. Okay. Oh, you have a Maine Coon, Heather? I love that. Oh, you have a Maine Coon. Okay, Michelle. Who had a knee replacement? Abby? Was it Kimmy? Yikes, I did not know that. I'll have to send her some well wishes too. I have no idea. Okay, back into my indigo here, just to refine the edges here. Okay. Oh, wow. Poor girl. Okay. So now I'm going to start refining and adding more into the bottom section, a little bit more of the pink. I'm going to heighten that pink a little bit. It's time to pump it up. It's time to blend it. And I don't want to do it everywhere because I'm also going to add some reds, and I still need to leave tooth for that. So when you're drawing, you should always be planning for if you need to be adding more. That's kind of how it works with colored pencils. That's the beautiful thing about oil painting, is that you can go back in whenever you need to. You just have to let it dry first. Okay, so this right here, no, I did not list this one yet. This is Poppy Red, 922. Aww, I did not know. Okay, I'll have to send her some well wishes. This is Poppy Red. I'm just adding a little bit of red in here, especially by the ends of the fiery glow we've got going on. And I'm going to be adding some darker reds in here too. That's really how we achieve that. Now, if you wanted to blend this out a little bit, you could. However, I just used my colorless blender, and I want you to notice, if you can, the end of it is dirty. If I go and stick it in there, it is going to destroy it. So I have to clean it off first. Get all that blue off. There we go. So if you do want to get some of that, oh, I think I still had a little blue in there. If you want to get some of that tooth out, you can. And to blend these areas just a little bit. I wouldn't do too much yet because we are still working it. Okay, but you can do that. Just wanted to let you know if you want to get rid of the toothiness. Because it is a small area and there's a lot of pencil going down. I have a kitty too. I guess he's a tuxedo. He has a white belly. Is that what you mean by tuxedo, Heather? He's like a tabby with a white belly. And his name is Logan. He earned that name by climbing us with his claws. He's a little on the crazy side, but we love him. Okay, now this is a sort of an illustrator trick, but I'm going to add some basically blobs of a bright color, and your eye will, when I add other colors next to it, your eye will just kind of see it, and I'm going to add some more. See it as like a glowing patch almost. Black and white. Oh, so black and white tuxedo pants. Okay, well that makes sense. Cute. Yours looks like a cow. My next new picture. Good question, Michelle. I've got something in the works, but I'm trying to finish this book I've promised you guys I was going to finish with all my grayscale stuff in it. But more to come. I haven't, as soon as I get #1 kiddo off to college, I will have quite a bit more time on my hands. At least I hope. I hope. All right, now I'm going to go into the darker red and add a little bit more. We're going to start adding some more details in here, and I can actually create more details by sort of carving them out. So I'm using crimson red, and I'm also going to use some purple, which is 931, and the crimson red is 924. Okay. Oh, 4 chihuahuas. Thanks, Sherry. It's getting there. I still know, I think I need some more details in here, but I can add them later. I'll show you guys how to do it. And this is a complicated little stone, I'm not going to lie. This took me, as you know, it took me a year to determine the best way to tackle this. I'm just kind of weaving almost like a maze through the stone using some of this red so that I can leave out a couple smaller areas. I'm going to go over it with the purple too, so you won't see so many red blobs in the end. But what I'm trying to do is find some areas that I want to turn into like pinkier or more violety, not violety, lavender or pinkier areas in the end. And I'm going to go around all the way down to here with this red. Kind of darken a little bit. This is the crimson, by the way, if I didn't mention that. Well, I have an Australian Shepherd, and he's a yapper. This is my blender pencil. Hello, if you've just been joining us, welcome. Okay, I feel like we're getting somewhere now. Okay, so now this purple, I'm going to kind of try to weave in between and use to also make some of these stand out a little bit more. Hopefully not destroying it. You know, sometimes you do something, then you're like, ugh, why did I do that? Good thing is a lot of times you can salvage stuff and go back in and kind of fix it, but sometimes you just mess it up. But that's why we do so many of them. And that's why it's always a learning experience too. So, I don't know if I just messed that up. Sorry, you guys. Trying to create little areas here. I think once I get my other colors in there, it'll look better. Okay, so now you could do a couple things. If you look at my original stone, you can see that if we look at the glow down here, this one has a, I hate to use the analogy, but I know you guys like can never unsee it on my pearls, but the smile is bigger on this one. So you could leave it bigger so that it's glowing more, or you could seal it up more and darken it using more reds and oranges. And in this case, I'll show you how to make these little areas pop like I did here. Okay, but it's up to you how you want this particular stone to look. All right. Thanks, Abby. So I'm going to go back into some of my orangey colors in here, and I'm just going to smooth out some of the reds that I just put down with the orange. So one trick that I do like to use, by the way, instead of using a blender all the time, is going into the color that is the color lighter than the color I need to blend. So if I go into here, you can see it's going to blend some of these a little bit. The blender pencil sometimes darkens things, which I don't always like. So I'm just trying to make this blend a little bit more so it's not quite so severe. Okay, I think that looks pretty good there. All right, now let's just get in a couple more little details, and then I'm going to add some more blues. We'll see if I can do it straight with true blue. I don't know if I can. So if I want to add a couple more, maybe I need to do white first. Or combine the blue with a lighter blue, maybe. I just use this True Blue and Sky Blue Light again, the 1086 and the 903 colors that are already on our list, to add a couple more spots. Thank you, ladies, for putting all the links out there. I appreciate it. All right, I'm going back into my violet, and then I am going to, from there, probably just add a little bit of black. I don't like using black, as I say a lot of the time, because I do use some black in shadows and you know, for shading and stuff like that, but I like to coat it with other color too, because I feel like black is oftentimes a warmer color than the shadows themselves should be. And I'll show you what I mean. Let me find my black. Put that on our list too. Black is what, 935? Yeah, 935. So sometimes I'll go in and I will add the blacks, but I can see already like that this is a warmer color than that blue. Can you guys see that? So it bothers me, and this is also something I learned in art school, like when you're painting, you mix your own blacks a lot of the time. So, because you might want a warmer black or a cooler black, but in this case, I would go over that black with some more indigo to kind of get it to blend in better. Thank you, Abby. I noticed that. I don't know if you've ever done, do you usually do that? Like the pencil colors? I don't think you usually do that. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody do that, but that's a cool idea. I like it. All right, I'm not happy with these spots. So again, sometimes I go in and I revise things. Like I'm like, nah, I don't like the way it looks. So I'm gonna go back in with my True Blue a little bit, lightly, with a light hand. And I'm gonna try to make parts of my spots stand out a little bit more. When you look at an opal, like a real opal, you'll see like those spots or flash. And it's like kind of a combination of a nice intense color and white. Ugh. Sharpen. Well, I like it, Abby. Thank you. Yes, I used indigo already, but sometimes indigo isn't quite dark enough, so I need something darker. So I mix my indigo with my black. I hope that makes sense. Just trying to blend these a little bit. Okay, now I'm gonna take, let's see if I can do this. I'm gonna take the sky blue light, or I might have to use, maybe this is why I had this on my list. Do I want the non-photo blue? See, I feel like I'm looking at cerulean and non-photo blue, and cerulean is like a grayer color that has a little more red in it, and non-photo blue has a little bit more green, leans a little green. Can you see that? I want more of a red, but this color is less intense than this color. I can see it. So I'm going to stick with this one here to try to get some of these spots to intensify just a little bit, or parts of them at least, because they need to be nice and bright. Now, if you make a boo-boo, I just got a little bit too much on there. I like to use this tool here. This is my slice tool. It is a ceramic blade. It's just like an X-Acto knife, except for I can stab myself. It does hurt a little bit, but but I can poke myself and I will not draw blood. How about that, right? I love it. So these are nice because they're less damaging to your paper. So for our purposes, like if I want to pull some of this color out, I got too much down and I want to go with a lighter color, let's say I just wanted to do that, I can scrape it off. Can you see what I just did? And I love that, but I want to use it mostly on its side. So that I don't poke the paper, but I'm scraping it off, if that makes sense. And this is in my Amazon influencer shop, by the way. I think the girls posted a link to it. If not, if you girls wouldn't mind posting another one, I'm sure you did already. But this has all my favorite things, and this is definitely one of my favorites. And I have a couple of their, I think 3 of their knives, but I like this a lot. You have one of these for diamond painting? Is it a slice, Abby? I love it. This is great. And they have different ones, but I find for coloring that this one is my favorite. So I did list this one in my shop. It helps to really pull stuff off if you don't want it. If you've made boo-boos, it helps you un-boo-boo. If there's such a thing. All right, so I'm just adding some more of this lighter blue because I went a little too dark before. And I'm going to try to separate some of these shapes out a little bit more with colors in between. But now I can get back into them at least. Okay. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Do you see why I was like, do we need to make little white dots where when Sherry was asking, which was a great question, but it's like you go over it so many times. I don't know if you really need to because you're going to go over it anyway. You could always scrape it out if you're really careful. Thank you, Bee Family Network 513. Thank you. I try to be as neat as I can. Sometimes I make a mess. Okay. But I am a noodler by nature. That's just what I do. If you see some of my paintings, they're done with tiny paintbrushes and stuff like that's just what I've always liked to do. Okay, so I was going to lighten this here. I was going to actually add another one here and then lighten it, but I've somehow gone over it. So I'm going to make sure I get most of that off. So it is possible to go lighter over darker even though you've already put a bunch down. You just have to be able to scrape it off as well, which is why I love tools like that. I do, if you don't order through Amazon, I'll have to look it up. I have a discount code too for Slice Tools that they gave me, and I posted it somewhere, but I will have to look it up. I'll post it below the video when I'm all done, okay? All right, I think that this is starting to come together, but I don't want to overdo it here. So I'm going back into my lavender just a little, and I'm going to just like kind of fuzz out some of the edges here that have gotten pretty tight. Okay, that's pretty good. And now I'm going to use, I was going to use that lavender again to kind of go through, and a little bit of that purple maybe, to go through and get some other shapes in here. So I'm just adding a couple little shapes with that lavender. And then I can kind of go around them. I might need to go around it with the darker red. I know this is a really involved stone. The rest of my stones have never been this involved. Just FYI, if you guys want to do other stones, look on YouTube. You'll see my other much more simpler stones. I think that is looking pretty decent there. How are we doing on time? 8:31. Oh my gosh, it's 8:31 already? I have to do a giveaway, don't I? At least one. How many people we have here? 27. Will you guys do me a favor and share this link? I would love to do giveaways, and I'm going to do at least one. But I was prepared to do one for every 10 people. So if we have 30 people in here, I will happily give away some really good stuff. So tell your friends. Tell them to hop on. Okay, here we go. I think I have mostly finished that. Now, the last couple things I wanted to show you You can darken the edges here to make it look kind of like the bezel or the setting is sort of laying over the stone. So you could do that if you'd like. And then a couple other little things I wanted to show you. These are optional. So these are all your colors here. But if you wanted to do more optional colors, I have here a Posca that is, I have this on my list too, my Amazon list. It's a little one. And, well, not a tiny, but and hopefully it's not going to explode on me. There's a little bit of extra on here I need to try to get off so it doesn't get on other stuff. I went a little nuts the other day when I was using it. But what I do like to do is I like to put this, a couple little dots of it. Oh, I should have gotten my Q-tip. And then kind of smear them out. And that's going to make those little end bits just kind of sparkle, like the embers of a fire, if you can imagine that, sort of. Would look better if you did with a Q-tip, not your finger. But you can do that. And the thing that is lovely about these is if you don't like them, you can just scrape them right off. I like to kind of go over them a couple times and maybe not all the same intensity. And I like to use a jelly roll or a Posca. I think I have a white Posca over there. Is this jelly roll not working? Let's see. Oh, jelly roll, really? I have gone back and forth with the gel pens that I like most, and I keep on changing my mind about stuff because they all at one point start to annoy me. I really like these Sinos, these Unival Sinos, but this is probably not working. It's been a while. Are the blades refillable? Yes, I'm sure that they're refillable. Yeah, we'll do a giveaway. I promise. Sorry, my my live stream was off. Okay, so I'm going to try using just Posca here. No, I'm going to put that over here where you can't see the mess. Ooh, the mess. Whoopsie. Yes, this is why sometimes a gel pen is a better tool, but gotta love my Poscas. They do make a mess, so if you go crazy on them. So I like to just kind of dot out a little area. Gosh, can't believe I didn't put, oh, I have a Q-tip over here. Didn't even know I had one over there. And sometimes I'll put like a little starburst. And sometimes I'll go back into it with my white pencil. As soon as I finish this one, we'll do our giveaway. How about that? Well, I just scraped that off, so whoops. Try it again. Got yuckies on here. What is on here? Yeah, I do try them with alcohol. So, oh my gosh, I keep on just flooding this pen. Maybe it's just old. I do sometimes use the alcohol trick, but when it's sitting in the wrong position for a long time, that's a good reason why it's not working. There we go. That looks better, right? And then if you want to add a couple more dots for sparkle, you can. Okay, so not bad. I didn't put as much detail. I can go back in if I want to and add more. Like if you guys want more marks, more texture to come through. just go back in with a white. I don't want to smear that. Should have done my Posca last. I should have done my Posca last. I know that. Come on, Jen. All right. Hopefully that looks okay. But you can go back and add more texture, more marks. You can clean it up. You can use your blender. But at least that way, you can see the similarities and the differences between the two stones that I have here. And if you prefer, you can always do a stone that has, you know, a bigger area of brightness than, you know, these little smile shapes. Hi, Holly. I used Derwent White, Chinese White. That's what I used. Did I not write that? I did not write that down. Thank you. Chinese White. So that is one I was missing. You were right. Okay. So good, good, good. All right. You guys want to do a giveaway? How about a giveaway, and then if we have time, we can come back. I mean, I'm not in a mad rush. I can, if I'm running over a little bit, it's fine. We could try to do some gold. If you would like to do some gold, how about that? How about this? Let's talk. Would you like me, after we do a giveaway, to show you in my Secrets of Coloring book how to do a gold bezel, which is this right here? If you would like to see that, then let's do it. Okay, I'm going to do a giveaway. How about that? How about them apples? All right, give me one sec. I have to maneuver over here now. I have my mouse turned the wrong way. It would help if I had it turned the right way. All right, we're going to do the traditional rules. And I am going to give this image away first. Have you guys seen this one? Mademoiselle Malachite. If you are interested in this page, it is a grayscale page. I do have a line art version too, so I guess I'll leave it up to you guys. The line art is an inked line art though. So this will be the first prize. If you are interested in this, then let's go over the rules, okay? All right, here are the rules for modern coloring. We're going to do a number, okay? Is that, can you see that okay? I feel like it's cut off, and I don't know why it is cut off. That's so weird. Okay, well, we'll do the best that we can. Everything went wonky on me today. I had to like reset everything, so I apologize. All right, please follow these rules. Go to live chat view, no chatting once I say no chatting, okay? And also, please just don't comment on anything once I am ready to start the giveaway, okay? Choose one number, and that number can be between 1 and 100, and that is your only number. You cannot withdraw it. That is the one number. So you're going to put that out there, okay? And the winner that is closest without going over is going to be the winner, okay? So if you go over it, it's not going to work. Oh, I can't believe I don't have these rules showing. Okay, whatever. Wait until I say go, go, go. And you see that I have typed go, go, go on the screen. Once I've done that, you can enter your number. Don't do it before one or the other though, okay? Then, once I say stop, 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 and type stop, 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 there will be no other numbers taken, okay? Are we good? You guys ready for this? All right. Here we go. Hang on just a second. Between 1 and 100, one number only per person. Are you ready? Because my mods are gonna yank you out if you do more than one number, right? Right, girls? Okay, here we go. Go, go, go. Okay, I'm going to give you about another 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, stop, stop, stop. All right. Oops. And here is my number. You guys ready? 78. 78 is my number. You guys see that? 78. Who is closest? I think, oh, it looks like, is it Holly? What do you girls think? I think it might be Holly. Holly, Holly, Holly is our winner. Yay! I wish I had some kind of music to play for you. Holly, you are our winner. Okay, Holly, you're winner number 1. All right, let's get some more people on here. Invite your friends. I'm going to do another giveaway if you can. Come on, let's just get 4 more people on here. Everybody can share a link and say, join us now, because the next prize is going to be this page right here. So giveaway number 1 is over, and now we are on to Ore Faye. She is my favorite fairy. So if somebody is ready to win this, let's get some more people on here. And in the meantime, I am going to do some gold with you, and then we'll go back. Okay? All right. So gold, you guys. I'm going to go back to my iPad. Okay, here we go. So gold, 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 gold. All right, so again, those of you who aren't familiar with my book, The Secrets of Coloring, let's see. Just added a link again. The Secrets of Coloring. This is my first coloring technique book. I know a lot of you guys have this already, but in case you want to learn how to do basics of everything, which includes different kinds of tools to use, talks about the different kinds of pencils, just kind of like we were talking about earlier today. And I know somebody's favorite polychromos. I can't remember who that was, but I know some of you guys love your polys, and I don't blame you. And we also talk about using multiple mediums together and how you can maximize your time saving, your money saving, all that stuff. So you can save money by doing some of the things that I'm instructing you to do, learning how to make things look real, that kind of stuff. So now I am going to show you how we're going to do this gold frame, okay? Gold bezel. Sherry. Yes, this was my first coloring technique book. And then I also have, of course, The Secrets of Coloring 2, which is, you know, that much more complex and has a lot more skin tones and very specific things in it, and a lot of holiday stuff too, if you're interested in that, because that won't be too far off, which I hate to say, but we're getting there. And shoes, if you love shoes. And candy, if you love candy, right? So if you don't have those books. So anyway, we're going to do the gold, and I am going to dictate this to you because I don't have room to lay it. I don't think I do. I could try. Let's see. No, I don't know. Okay, I'm going to try. I mean, I'll blow it up a little bit and we'll see what we can do together, right? Why not? Okay. I'll just do the best that I can. Oh, this is going to be tricky because I'm using gray paper. I didn't even think about that. So I can't exactly use this because that was on white paper. Unless you guys want me to do it. Do you want me to do it on my other example page that was white on this one? What do you think? I don't know. I could do it either way. Yes, I tried to come up with as many tips as I possibly could. Yes, that was my goal. And I wanted it to be able to be used in a classroom. And I actually brought it to my classroom when I was teaching. I did a short-term assignment for a friend of mine. I was a sub, which is always interesting. I don't think I've ever done a long-term sub job before. So I did this like spur of the moment, and I brought the book with me to teach the kids some of the stuff, and it worked. It was good. All right, so you guys want me to do, Tippy wants me to do this on the white, which would actually be like this paper here. What do you think? Or should I do it on gray? I don't know. Can we vote here, please? Tell me what you think. I'll do it either way. I suppose, like, if you really want to do it white, you have it in the book. If you want to do that, it's the only downside. All right. Well, nobody's speaking up, so I'm just gonna do it on the white. Okay, because that's what Tippy wanted. All right. So I am starting with the first color listed here. And this is going to be a little different because I'm using obviously a different picture than the one that's here. Oh, now everybody's coming in saying gray. I'll tell you what, if I have time for both, I'll do both, okay? We'll go through this quickly. I'm going to do the white one quickly because it's already listed on here. So you guys can do this if you have this book, but hold up. I got to find my pencils. I put them aside here. If you guys can stick around till after 9 for a few minutes, then I'll have plenty of time. Oh, here's my pencils. Okay. So the first one on white is Sand, 940. I'm just going to write it right here. Is there a lag? Ooh, hi Demon. I don't really. I wonder why. I wonder if my kids are getting on their internet. Oh. Okay, so I'm using Sand right now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it on both sides. We're looking at this as though it's a clock. Okay, so we talk about like 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock. Okay, so I'm going to place it on the 4 and the 8 o'clock, if that makes sense. Okay. So that's going to be down here. This is Sand. This is just a real basic one I'm doing right now, okay? And I'm going to do this a little different because I did this with 2 rings in the book, so I'm just going to treat it slightly differently. Add a little bit more here and here. Okay. The second is to use Canary Yellow, which we've already used, which is 916. And extend the first color on both sides. Okay, so I'm going to just basically, and I have these other little wings in the way here, so it's going to be a little bit different. but you can still apply the lessons here. That's the goal here. Okay, and then 6 and 12. So by 6 and 12, I meant down here and here. So just adding a little bit of that there. Okay, now this is going to be the part that's probably going to help us the most. I'm using 946, okay, and you can see here I am on this step right here, okay, which is step 3. I'm using 946. This is dark brown. And we're going to make what I call a shark egg or a mermaid purse on both sides. Is the shape that I'm trying to make. And I demonstrate that in the book. It's this shape right here. Okay. So you can see I have one here that's kind of turning that way. I have one here that's going that way. So I'm going to add those. So I'm going to do one right here. So it's just like a, it's like a capital H kind of. But a mermaid's purse is a shark, it's actually a shark egg packet. Like, it's like their egg. It's what the sharks are born out of for real. And that's what it looks like. It's that shape. It has sort of really long, skinny, like lines, limbs that hang off. I'm going to zoom in a little so you can see this a little better. Okay, and when in the book, I tell you to do that on all 4 spots. So I'm going to do that down here too. Yeah. I went a little overboard there. Okay. So I would actually do it here as well. In the case of this particular shape. Okay. And then I use goldenrod, which is, this is not sharpened. Goldenrod is 1034. How are you doing, Loretta? I'm just going to sort of smooth out these shapes here with the goldenrod. And extend some of the color a little bit past. Okay. I feel like I need more here. And then the last steps are, let's see, now back to 940 to fill in. I'm not going to be able to do that with this. I only have one ring. But at least you kind of get the gist of what it is. And then I'm going to use black just to make some little things pop. So if I really want to make a couple of these mermaid purses pop, I'm going to do that, kind of like that. Does that make sense? Hopefully you're starting to see it look sort of metallic. I could definitely do a better job on this and take more time and figure out the lighting exactly where I'd want it to be. And what I like to do is I like to go back through stuff, the colors that I've already used, and kind of coat and refine. So I'm going back into that dark brown here. And then orange is going to be the last one. Sorry, I didn't write black down. Black and orange. What is that, 918, I think? So orange, or you could use, I have right here, I'm just going to use this one, yellowed orange, which is actually 10002. 1002. And just get some brighter, more vivid color in there. Now, especially underneath like these little things that are popping out. Now, I would go back in with my black or my dark brown and refine stuff. To make it pop. If you need to go back in underneath the bezel to make a stone pop, you can. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so white paper. All right, how about a giveaway? How about a giveaway? All right, how many people? We have 25 here, 25 people here. All right, I'll do a second giveaway. How about that? You guys remember the rules, right? Do I need to show you them again? Go to live chat view, choose only one number, and once you post it, that's your number, you can't retract it. The winner is the one who's closest without going over. And when I say stop, 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 and you see it written stop, 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 that is when, I'm sorry, go, go, go. That is when you can enter your number. Don't do it before then, please, okay? And then when I say stop, 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 that is when time is up. And if we can get a couple more people in here, I will give away a whole PDF book. How about that? Okay, is there a huge, huge lag still? I'm gonna go yell at my kids. All right, sorry. You guys ready for this? All right, here we go. Go, go, go. Keep them coming, keep them coming. I would love to give away a book next. I know there's a little lag, so I'm going to give it a little bit extra time just because of that. All right, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop, stop, stop. Okay, I gotta pull up my phone, and we are going to do a number generator again. Okay, you guys ready? Here we go. 93. Who is closest? Ooh, Beth's creation snuck in at the end. Ooh, wicked Beth. You won. Congratulations, I think, right, ladies? Back me up here. Am I right? It was Beth, right? I'm waiting for some confirmation. Confirmation. It was Beth. Abby says it was Beth. Okay. Congratulations, Beth! Woohoo! All right. So Beth, you won my array face. So I'm going to have the two ladies that have won so far send a message to my Facebook artist page with your email address, okay? And do it sometime in the next 24 hours, please. And then that way I will email you your pages, okay? I think that there must be lots of lag and I don't know why. I'm sorry. But the good thing is that I'm aware of the lag because you guys told me, and I am just going to be super patient with it, okay? All right, we have 30 here. Yay, we have 33 here. You guys are awesome. Okay, do you want me to do any more coloring, or do you just want me to do a giveaway? I can just sort of do my own little version of gold on this here with the same colors that we used. How about that? I'll do that for a few, and then I'll stop in the middle maybe. I don't know. We'll see how this comes out. I feel like the last one I did was a little bit forced just because I had a double ring, and I didn't want to let you guys down. I was doing this under pressure. So, okay. I'm going to go back to my normal screen. Normal screen. You can't see your notifications. A 13-second lag. Holy moly, Linda. That's a long one. Okay. Thank you, Linda. Hi, Mona. I'm back, Linda. I forgot to switch my screen. Okay. You would like to see me finish that gold. Finish that gold. The other one, I don't know what I would really do to finish this one. Go back into my colors that I've used so far. This is the brown. And truthfully, with something this small, I would probably use polychromos. And I told you guys I like polychromos for gold better anyway. Just the colors are more subdued. They're more subtle. So, whereas these Prismas are more vibrant. If I were to do anything else to this particular image, I would probably just darken my darks using my blacks and my browns, and had maybe a fleck of white or a fleck of yellow with a paint marker or a gel pen. It's probably what I would do. But you guys learn the whole mermaid purse theory, which is a big one. Well, I feel like I'm about as done as I could be with this one because it's on copy paper and it's not, it doesn't take a whole lot. I have a lot of darks in there though. I don't know if I would do that a second time. So that's what I was saying. For a few minutes I might do this and then, oh my gosh, my phone is driving me nuts. If we can hang out for 5 minutes and I will do one last giveaway before I depart with you guys. How about that? You're leaving us, Lou? See you later, hun. Yeah, gold is a tough one. Gold is a tough one. That's okay. No worries, Sherry. I'm going to add a little bit of white to some of these. I'm actually going to use my charcoal too. I want to add, I'm just doing this kind of quick using the same colors. You guys can watch. I'm not going to write down colors. This is charcoal though, I'll tell you that. Oops. I don't even have you on the screen. Let me move this out of the way. Now I'll zoom in better so you can see a little bit better. I know some of you guys say you need practice with gold, and I totally get that. I do. Now, because here's something I should teach you. I want this to look reflective, but I have to keep in mind that I have these two little arms of this jewelry design sort of hanging over. So they would leave there would be little shadows underneath them. So where you place your reflections, you probably don't want to place it right underneath those little arms, okay? So when you are learning a lesson from a book like the one that I have in my book, thanks Linda. When you are learning a lesson from a book, you have to consider your page is different from something that they're using as an example, okay? So learn the basics of it and then kind of go back, take what you've learned from that and add. Or do what you need to accommodate it. All right, this is that sand color, which was $9.40. All right, I'm going to do a giveaway in about 3 minutes of a whole PDF book. Either I'm going to let you choose if you want it to be Bella Futura or Glodalas. So that is my sand. Now I'm going to go in and use a little bit of my brown and start getting those mermaid purses in there. I'm going to put this little bit of shadow underneath this little arm here. You see that? So it's already starting to look more reflective. I think this one is already looking better than the other one. And I apologize. I feel like that wasn't my best work. Okay, I'm just adding one more mermaid purse and then we're going to go to that other giveaway. And then don't forget, on Sunday, there will be more giveaways with the Sunday dragon eyes. If you want to learn how to do these lovely dragon eyes, Sunday there will be a giveaway of, I'll do at least a coloring page, probably more than a coloring page, probably 2. And somebody locally will win one of my Dragon's Breath stones. Okay, that's on Sunday. So if you have not signed up for the reminder, sign up. Sign up. It's up. It should be. All right, I'm going to do that giveaway. Do I need to switch to the giveaway screen again? Or are we good? I think you guys have all been here. I think you've all been here. Okay, we're just going to go on with the giveaway. So this giveaway is for I actually have a giveaway for everybody after I do this giveaway. This giveaway is for a full book, and I have listed here Bella Futura. Yes, Holly, you can enter for this giveaway. Oh, you mean because you won before? Oh, I gotcha. I gotcha. I gotcha. Let's say people who won tonight don't enter this one, okay? Thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry. But on Sunday, you can try the Sunday giveaway, okay? So this one is for a book. And then, Holly, there's going to be a little giveaway for everybody, and that is a special, like never happens code, which I'm going to be giving you in just a few minutes, okay? But this first giveaway is for Bella Futura, or if you want my Glodalas book PDF format, then that's what this is going to be, okay? All right, so here we go. I have to get ready to do this here. So I'm not going to put the roll screen on because you guys already know. Sorry. Technical difficulties here. All right, so when I am ready, listen for it. Don't begin until you hear and see when I say go, 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 okay? You ready? And this is going to be a number between 1 and 100. 1 and 100. Ready, set, go, go, go. I'm going to give it about 10 more seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop, stop, stop. Okay. So, all right, let's see what we have here. A number between 1 and 100. Are you guys ready? Here we go. 63. Who is the closest without going over? Oh my gosh, so many of you guys are so close and just went over. So who's the closest? Is that Michelle? I think it's Michelle. Right, Abby? Linda, do you see? Oops. I am not in my... Is it Michelle? Michelle! Congratulations, Michelle! You won the book tonight. That's a big one. So if you already have Bella Futura, then you can choose Glodalas, and I will send that to you. I hope that that makes sense. Yay! Okay. All right. Congrats, Michelle. All right, now here is a special one for everybody. Because you're so kind. I'm going to go back to... Here we go. This is only for the people who are here right now. This code is good for 24 hours. Okay? It's a code for my Etsy store. The ladies have put my Etsy store link in multiple times tonight. If you type this code in, you will find this code nowhere else. It is for 40% off of anything in my store that is digital. Anything. So 40% off is a lot. And I don't usually do 40% off sales for my entire store. Like, never. That just doesn't happen. So I'm not putting it in the chat here because this is just for people who showed up live. So if you are interested in purchasing things and you want to get a really good price, obviously the dragon pages are 50% off right now. And that only goes through, by the way, Sunday. That only goes through Sunday. So if you want your dragon pages, get them by Sunday. And if you want anything else, which includes books, you know, like my Bella Futura book, if you're interested, then take this code. It's SAVE40, and then you see the last part here, right? So if you are interested in any books, this is the book that I gave away tonight, although Michelle, I think, said she already has this one, so I'll let her choose my Glodalas if she prefers that. But if you guys aren't familiar with this book, it's an inked book and it came out a few years ago. It's mostly portraits and lots of women and animals. But this is Bella Futura, so that's what I gave away tonight. Who knows? Maybe I'll do another one on Sunday. Okay, I'm just finishing up this gold, and you guys can stick around if you want, and if you need to go, I get it. It's late. It's getting late here too. And I'm just finishing up and then I'm going to be done. So thank you for coming tonight. I appreciate you guys more than you know. And for all of you who showed up tonight, please come back on Sunday for the premiere of the Dragon Eyes video, which should be hopefully a ton of fun. And again, if you buy this set, any of the dragons, then you get this page. If you bought it now, if you wait till after this live stream, you can send me a message on Facebook and I will send you a link to get the page if you already purchased the dragon page and it didn't come with it. Okay. So hopefully this is looking decent. I think a little better than the last one. I think because I was not panicked and I was actually using my brain. But I am using the colors in the same technique that is in the book, just FYI. I'm just doing it a little differently where I'm placing my reflections and so on and so forth. I'm going to add a little bit of goldenrod and then a little bit of orange. Oh, I don't even think I used my canary. Is that canary? Yeah. See, it looks good with just the white and the sand and the brown. Like you don't even need that much color in there. So thank you guys for coming, and I hope that you enjoyed, that you made your dragon's breath stones, and if you did not, this will be up. Please watch it and please share it. It's always appreciated when you share. Okay, all right, you guys. Thank you so much, and thank you to my favorite Linda and Abby, my girls. What would I do without you? Oh my gosh. Thank you. Mwah. And I will be on to do the premiere on Sunday, but it won't be live on my part. You'll just see me in the chat, okay? All right, thank you guys. Take care.